We were trained to fight enemies with guns. We were told to be ready for traps, ambushes, hunger, frostbite, and even death. But no one prepared us for what we found in that forgotten village on the edge of the war. My name is Ray Holloway. I served in the 3rd Recon Battalion during the Eastern Ridge conflict. Most people today don't even remember that war. Just a messy political affair, full of losses, lies, and places we were told never existed. One of those places was a tiny village called Kardung. It wasn't even on the maps. But I was there. I saw it. And I still wake up screaming because of what happened. It started in late November. We were deep in hostile territory, low on supplies, and looking for a place to regroup. Our orders were to investigate Kardung and secure it for a possible forward base. According to intel, the village had been bombed weeks earlier and was completely deserted. That intel was wrong. I was the team lead for a 6-man recon unit. My men were tough, hardened. We'd been through hell together. There was Corporal Lewis, our sniper, smart, sarcastic, always calm. Private Darrell, our communications guy, young, quiet, a genius with radios. Sergeant Miles, our tracker. He could follow footprints in pouring rain and tell you what the person had for breakfast. Then there were the 2 new guys, Alvarez and Jonas. Fresh out of training, still smelling like clean uniforms and fake courage. We reached Kardung just after sunset. The snow was falling lightly and everything looked wrong. The village was destroyed, yes. Half-collapsed homes, burned out vehicles, shattered windows. But there were no signs of life or death. No bodies, not even animal bones. Just silence, thick and unnatural. Lewis scanned the rooftops through his scope. Place looks like a movie set, like someone built it to look destroyed. I felt it too, a tightness in my chest, like the air was watching us. Still, we had orders. We set up inside what used to be a schoolhouse, the largest standing building in the center of town. Broken desks, dusty blackboards, and strange symbols carved into the walls. Darrell tried to make radio contact with base. Nothing but static. It's like the signal's being blocked, he said, adjusting dials. No enemy interference, just dead air. We chalked it up to terrain issues and turned in for the night. At exactly 2:13 a.m., I woke up. The radio was on, even though Darrell had turned it off before sleeping. And from it came a voice, not static, not garbled. A voice, slow, broken, and cold. Help. Please, stop. I sat up, confused. Darrell? I called out. He was already awake, eyes wide, staring at the radio. I didn't touch it, he said quietly. It just turned on. I walked over, picked up the receiver, and spoke. This is Recon Unit 3. Identify yourself. No reply, just breathing. Slow, heavy breathing. Then one word came through. Holloway. My blood turned to ice. No one outside my team should have known my name. I hadn't transmitted it. No one had said it out loud all night. I dropped the receiver. Then we heard it, outside the schoolhouse. A whisper, like a woman's voice. Faint, soft, like it was pressed against the wall. It said the same word. Holloway. We all froze. Lewis quietly chambered a round into his rifle. Alvarez swore under his breath. Miles grabbed his thermal scope and scanned the outside. Nothing, he said. No heat signatures, not even animals. We stayed awake the rest of the night. Nothing else happened. Just cold silence. The next morning we found footprints in the fresh snow around the building. Small, barefoot, dozens of them, circling our camp, then vanishing toward the forest. Jonas went pale. Kids? Out here? No damn way, Miles muttered. They'd freeze in minutes. He followed the prints into the woods. They went about 30 meters and just stopped. Like whoever made them vanished mid-step. No drag marks, no body, just nothing. We returned to the village. That's when Darrell started acting strange. He wouldn't speak unless spoken to, wouldn't eat. Just stared at the blackboard inside the schoolhouse for hours. What are you looking at? I finally asked him. He pointed slowly at the board. "She's writing again," he whispered. I looked. It was blank, just cracked slate. He turned to me, tears in his eyes. "Don't you see it? She's telling me to go with her." I grabbed his shoulders. "There's no one there, Daryl. You need sleep." But that night, we all saw it. Words appeared on the blackboard. Slowly, like invisible chalk was moving on its own. "You brought it with you." We didn't sleep at all after that. By the next morning, Jonas was missing. His sleeping bag was empty. His rifle was still there. No signs of a struggle. Just a single handprint on the wall behind where he slept. Small, child-sized, burned into the paint like acid. We split into pairs and searched the whole village. Nothing. No tracks, no signs. Just fog thicker than before, creeping into every crack. That night, we posted 2 men on guard, me and Miles. At 3:19 a.m., we heard footsteps. Light, like bare feet on stone. We aimed our rifles and called out. No answer. Then, from the shadows of the hallway, someone stepped out. It was Jonas, naked, eyes white, skin pale like ice. But it wasn't him. He smiled, too wide. His head tilted slowly like he didn't understand how to move like a human anymore. Then he spoke, not in Jonas's voice, in a little girl's voice. "You shouldn't have come here." Miles fired. The body dropped instantly. But when we turned it over, it wasn't Jonas. It was a corpse, old, rotten, jaw torn open, eyes gone. We screamed. Alvarez vomited in the corner. Daryl started laughing hysterically. "I told you," he said. "She said she'd wear his skin. You didn't listen." That was the last time we trusted anything we saw. We tried to leave the next day, packed up, ready to head north toward the extraction point. But the forest had changed. The path we came through, gone. Trees twisted in impossible shapes. The snow was falling upward. We walked in a straight line for 3 hours, came right back to Cardone, back to the same burnt schoolhouse. Miles dropped to his knees. "We're in a loop," he said, "like a damn nightmare." That night, Lewis kept watch. He didn't wake us. In the morning, we found him still sitting, eyes open, dead. Heart attack, maybe, or fear. But his rifle was melted, literally melted, like it had been in a furnace. We burned his body and buried the pieces. By then, the whispers were constant. They came from walls, from snow, from inside our gear. Sometimes in our voices, sometimes in others. One night, I saw my mother sitting in the corner of the room. She was dead for 10 years. She smiled and said, "Come home, Ray. It's warm." Closed my eyes and pulled the trigger. When I opened them, she was gone, but Alvarez was on the floor, bleeding from the leg. I'd shot him. He forgave me, but we both knew it wouldn't matter. Daryl disappeared the next day. We found him in the school basement, talking to something in the dark. "I said I'd stay," he whispered to it, "but they won't let me." We dragged him out, but his eyes had turned black, like ink had been poured into them. He didn't scream when he died, just whispered, "She's coming." We tried burning the whole village, used every grenade, every fuel can, but the flames didn't spread. Smoke went up, then fell like rain. Miles snapped. He walked straight into the woods and never came back. It was just me and Alvarez now. 2 men, broken and starving, in a place that wouldn't let us leave. Then, on the 6th day, the snow cleared. A chopper appeared on the horizon. Real. I still don't know. We fired signal flares, screamed into the sky. They saw us. We were extracted at 06:45 hours, but the village wasn't there. I looked back from the chopper, and where Cardone should have been was just an empty clearing, flat snow, nothing else.